Hey guys, Guy with the Camera 23 back again with a video, and today is going to be a kind of a smallish Blu-ray and DVD update for the rest of the month of August, and this is basically the Blu-rays and DVDs I've bought since my last update, and yeah, just a few things to show you. I'll get on with the DVDs first. First up, yesterday I went to a car boot sale, because I know I've seen Mr. Movie Lover 1998's updates, and he usually says that he gets most of his stuff from car boot sales, so I thought, yeah, I'll see if there's any car boot sales in the area, which there was. I went there yesterday and I got a few things, and first up is Spiderman 3 on DVD, which, again, I know this gets shit on a lot, absolutely everybody hates it, but it's actually my favourite Spider-Man film. I'll just put it out there. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's because it was the first one I saw at the cinema. Maybe it's just I prefer the characters and the storyline. Yeah, I don't know what it is about it, but I don't know. And it's the 2-disc DVD edition. Quite good that I got it with a slip cover, and this was £2, so £1 a disc, I guess. Yeah, and which thus completes my Spider-Man DVD collection. Well, not a collection, just 3 of them. Yep, so that's that. Next up, again at the car boot sale, it is it just In the Company of Men, and this is quite an interesting one. Not going to be for everyone. In fact, I was quite not offended by it, but it is kind of a weird story, and for some reason it is I think either a German or Dutch or something writing on it, but it's region 2, so can't really complain. It basically stars Aaron Eckhart and Matt Malloy. Obviously Aaron Eckhart you know from Harvey Dent from The Dark Knight, and it is basically a man who is his girlfriend's dumped him. So to teach women a lesson, he kind of, I guess, seduces this deaf woman who works where he works, and just kind of get back at like women in general. He kind of seduces her, and then plans to like dump her and just kind of take the piss out of her really, and. Him and his friend are having a competition of who can kind of seduce her and dump her. And again, the story's not to everyone's taste, but it's different. It's different, I'll say that. It's directed by Neil LaBute, which is kind of a controversial director. He also directed Our or Your Friends and Neighbours, and the Lakeview Terrace, which you might have seen with Sam Jackson in it. And I remember watching it on television a few years ago, and I thought it was pretty clever, pretty good. The twist at the end is kind of... And so that's In the Company of Men. Next up, now I know nothing about this film, apart from it's directed by Denzel Washington, and obviously the plot on the back, and it is Antoine Fisher. I've heard a couple of things about this, but I just realised that it's written by Antoine Fisher, and but I'm guessing it's based on a true story. Tells us a compelling story of a troubled sailor who is ordered to see a naval psychiatrist about his volatile temper. Little does he know that his first step into the doctor's office will lead him on a remarkable emotional journey to confront his painful past and connect with a family he never knew. So it looks like quite a good watch. I haven't heard many people talking about this, but I think I've been on television a couple of times, I think. So I'll give this a watch in the near future. Yep, so that's Antoine Fisher. Next up is In America, starring my favourite actor. Well, he's definitely my favourite British actor of all time. He might be possibly my favourite actor of all time, Paddy Considine, who obviously in Dead Man's Shoes gave the performance of his career. But his other films are really good. You might know him from the Bourne Ultimatum playing something Ross. He's a guy who dies in the the news reporter who dies in the last one. And directed by Jim Sheridan. I think it's based on his life, and it's basically I think it's a British family, a wife played by Samantha Morton and 2 kids, and basically they move to America trying to find a better life, and basically all they can afford is this kind of not dilapidated, but it's not the best kept kind of apartment block. And it's basically them trying to adjust to their new lives in America. And I did watch it on television, I think it was a few years ago now. I can't remember that much about it, but it looks quite a good watch. Again, anything with Paddy Considine I have to watch because he's my favourite actor. And so I think it must have been from I think Choices, which used to be, which is now got taken over by Blockbuster, and yeah, so it's in America. Last DVD is Rain Man. Now I watched this on television when it was on a few days ago, and it just blew me away. So definitely, in my opinion, Dustin Hoffman's best performance of his career, definitely. And he totally deserved that Oscar. And if you don't know the story, it's basically a car salesman played by Tom Cruise whose father dies, and he goes to the will reading, and he finds out that he has a brother who has autism. I think it's autism, yeah, autism. And basically he kind of kidnaps him to basically to bribe the lawyers to give him half the money, because his dad didn't leave him anything. And I got the rose bushes, right? And so he basically kidnaps him and takes him I guess on a road trip, and he kind of takes him on a new life journey, I suppose. And I mean, it is an amazing film. The ending is brilliant. Tom Cruise, not his best performance, but definitely Dustin Hoffman's. And directed by Barry Levinson. So I got this from HMV for a £5, which I could have got it for like £3 on the internet, but if you see something and you want it, you just buy it. That's Rain Man. Now to the Blu-rays. First up is the Rob Zombie film, in my opinion, his best film, The Devil's Rejects. And as you can see, I do also have this on DVD. I decided to upgrade to Blu-ray. Again, this is from the... Basically, I was in town and I went to HMV and I had a bit of money, so again, I took advantage of their £5 for £30 offer. And this is one of the ones I bought. Again, it follows on from House of a Thousand Corpses, which I thought was pretty good, but I think this is better. And it's basically the road trip of the family from the first one, and they kind of go on a road trip to escape the cops, and also a cop that they killed in the House of a Thousand Corpses. His brother tries to get revenge on them by finding them and killing them. And they go on this road trip and they kidnap this family and hold them hostage, basically because they're sick and twisted, and it's basically fun for them to do this kind of shit. And again, they end up killing. Well, spoilers if you haven't watched it. Basically, they end up killing the family, which leads the police to find out where they're going to, and they hire these two bounty hunters played by Danny Trejo and Diamond Dallas Page, and to track them down and again to kill him. And he finds them, and it's basically the road trip that they take. And the ending, obviously set to Free Bird by Leonard Skinner is one of the best endings of a horror film ever. And yeah, so it's Devil's Rejects. Next up we have Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now this one I've kind of seen, I have seen it, but I've never seen it from beginning to end. And see the 35th anniversary edition, all the sing-alongs and stuff. And yeah, I've seen bits of it, but I've never seen it from beginning to end, so I thought, what the hell, I'll buy it. Yep, so basically that. Now the next one we have is Sling Blade, and I recently saw this on Maticus Tatui's, don't think it was the last update, the update before that. And I remember him saying that, I think it was on the comments section actually, I remember him saying that it was quite expensive, but I managed to get this again in the 5 for £30 from HMV. And yeah, basically written and directed by Billy Bob Thornton, so that was quite interesting to see. I haven't seen it yet, but basically I think he kills his wife and her lover, I think, and then he gets out of prison after 25 years and returns home. Basically, he makes friends with a kid whose father's died, and the kid's mother, and basically the mother is in a abusive relationship with a boyfriend, I think, yeah, played by Dwight Yoakam. And yeah, basically obviously sees flashbacks to his other life. Yeah, kind of bare kind of disc really, but again, kind of Studio Canal, they do pretty good transfers. Yep, so that's all I can basically say about that. Obviously I haven't seen it yet. So that's Sling Blade. Next up we have 13 Assassins. Now this is a just a second. What's it? Disc there. And these. Actually, the thing is, I actually really like these thin cases. I mean, the thick cases are good, but I do prefer these ones because it doesn't take up as much space. But anyway, yep, 13 Assassins by directed by I can never say his name. Yeah, Takashi Miike, who directed Ishi the Killer, and what else did he direct? Audition, which I thought was a really good film. It's basically, again, I did rent this on DVD when it came out. I also saw it at the cinema, and it's basically well, I'll tell you the plot. In Shogun-era Japan, the powerful and sadistic Lord Naritsugu threatens to shatter the country's fragile peace and plunge it once more into war. Determined to stop him at all costs, an elite group of renegade samurai, each with their own deadly skill, plot his downfall. Massively outnumbered, the 13 fearless warriors must face Naritsugu's lethal army in a monumental and bloodily violent showdown. And it's basically, yeah, that's basically the plot, and it ends in a, I think, like 45 minute long battle scene. Again, it's just basically just a really big battle, and it says here that that's been compared to Akira Kurosawa. Well, fair enough. Yeah, so that's that's basically it. I think all I can say about that really. I mean, it's a really good film though. One of Miike's better films, I think. Still haven't watched Harakiri: Death of a Samurai yet, so I can't really compare those two. Although it's kind of confusing because I don't know when if he directed them both at the same time, or if maybe just one of them was delayed in getting released over here or something. But they seem to kind of come out in the same. This and Harakiri kind of ended up coming out at the same time on Blu-Ray and DVDs. And that, yeah, so that's 13 Assassins. And yep, last one from the 5 for £30. It is Sin City, the 2-disc keep case edition. And yeah, obviously starring Bruce Willis, Elijah Wood, Jessica Alba, Benicio del Toro, the late Brittany Murphy, Clive Owen, Mickey Rourke. I actually really enjoyed Elijah Wood's performance in this. I thought it was really good. Yeah, everyone else is really good, but I think That's the performance I prefer, I think. Yeah, directed by Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez, and a guest, I think he directed just 1 or 2 scenes by Quentin Tarantino. And I've seen them a couple of times, but never on Blu-ray, so it'll be interesting to check this out. Again, hopefully, kind of soonish, I'll do a 24-hour movie marathon, which I've seen a lot of people do, and if I do, this will definitely be on it. Yeah, I think you all know the story, and if you don't, just look on IMDb or something. Yeah, I think that's all I've got to say about that, I think. Some good, I can't really see that, but bonus features on there. And it features the theatrical and extended editions. Yeah, I think the only steelbook of this is the DVD version, which I'm not really that bothered to get. Yep, so Sin City. Yeah, very, very nice styled film. This kind of the film noir kind of the colours kind of pop out quite against the black and white. Yep, so that's Sin City. Next up is just from some cheap Blu-rays I got from eBay, I think. This is from Blockbusters, but from eBay. And first one is District 9. Now I've only actually recently seen this on other people's updates, but it has been out quite a few years, so I don't know if the word's got out or whatever. And I've also seen a lot of people mistake this, and I'll explain. It is produced by helped produced by Peter Jackson, but directed by Neil Blomkamp, who I think is directing a remake of something now, I think. And yeah, it's basically aliens have landed in Johannesburg, and they're basically confined to slums to keep them all together. And this man who is having to evict them kind of ends up not getting bitten, but something happens to him, and he kind of begins transforming into one of these things. And basically he knows some kind of plans to a super weapon or something, I think. Yeah. And he's being chased by him to, I don't know if kill him or I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen this, so I should really check it out. Again, I had the DVD of it. I thought I'd keep it. And yeah, I think that's about it for District 9. Pretty good features on here. Yeah, I thought, from what I remember, I think it's really good. Saw it at the cinema. Yeah, I did. And yeah, so that's District 9. Next we have Bruno, and I've mentioned this before. It's not my favourite Sacha Baron Cohen film. It's probably Borat, but it is pretty good. Obviously, was a bit of, no pun intended, bone of contention about this because it was an 18 and they wanted it to be a 15, so after it came out as an 18 they cut some stuff out and kind of edited it to make it a 15, but obviously it's the uncut version. Yeah, same kind of style as Borat, but just a different character, kind of hidden camera stuff. And it is pretty funny. Again, not the funniest Baron Cohen film, but pretty good. Again, DVD as well. Yep, that's Bruno. Nearly done. Next to it is 44-inch chest. Now, again, just have the DVD, not got the Blu-ray. This is basically I'd say it's basically kind of a play, like a filmed play more or less, starring Ray Winston, who finds out his wife or girlfriend is having an affair with a French waiter, and he basically kidnaps the waiter and has just his friends, played by John Hurt, Ian McShane, Tom Wilkinson and Stephen Delane. Yeah, it says assemble a kangaroo corpse. I don't know quite what that means, but yeah, he basically tries to decide what to do with him, whether to kill him or kind of torture him or whatever. And it is a lot of swearing in this. I think John Hurt swears like an absolute trooper, and I think John Hurt is probably the best performance in it, in my opinion, really. And yeah, so that's basically that. 44-inch chest. And next we have The Strangers. Again, used to have the DVD, now I've got the Blu-ray. And this also includes the unseen edition and the theatrical version. This is a really good kind of home invasion film. But I really liked it. It's really good when I saw it in the cinema. Really good. And it's basically a couple played by Liv Tyler and Scott Spiderman. After I think his brother gets married, and they come back to this kind of the holiday home with the family, and they hear a knock on the door, and they open it, or she opens it, and there's this woman asking for if Tamara lives there, and she says she's got the wrong house, and then weird stuff starts happening, writing on the windows, and they eventually find I don't know if it is a family, but kind of class of family, in masks, and it's basically the home invasion, them the couple trying to kind of get away from them. Yeah, again, one of the better, I don't know how many home invasion films there are, but one of the better home invasion films. Yeah, that ending still gives me the shits. Well, not the shits, but it shits me up a bit. Yeah, so Strangers, and last but not least, it is Dan in Real Life, starring Steve Carell and Juliette Binoche. And I remember I saw this on television when it was on, I absolutely loved it. It's basically a guy played by Steve Carell is in a bit of a downward spiral, and he meets Juliette Binoche in a bookstore, and they get along, and they get really along, and basically he goes to a kind of every year all his family gets together in this big house, you know, with his parents played by Diane Weist and John Mahoney, who you may know from Frasier. Yeah, and then Steve Carell's character finds out, obviously Dan, finds out that the woman who he met in the bookstore is actually his brother's girlfriend, played by Dane, not the girlfriend, but his brother, played by Dane Cook, is his girlfriend. And basically that kind of, the love triangle kind of comes out. It's just a really kind of gentle, kind of fun comedy. It's by Peter Hedges, who is new film The Odd Life of Timothy Green. I might actually check out, because I've read quite a few good reviews about that. Again, you see the DVD and the Blu-ray I've got now. And yeah, that's based Dan in Real Life. So that is it for my Blu-ray and DVD update for the remainder of August since my last update. And I say I'm not going to be getting too much stuff from between now and kind of the middle of September, because there's a lot of stuff coming out in the next few weeks. Let's have a look. There's the Avengers Assemble Steelbook, there's the Cabin in the Woods Steelbook, there's first season of Malcolm in the Middle, finally on DVD after about 5 years. And what else is there? There's The Angel Share on Blu-ray, there's Ill Manners on Blu-ray. It's just going to be absolutely mental. So I'm going to be kind of saving to kind of curb my spending a bit, so I'm not going to be going into HMV for quite a while, I don't think. And yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching. I know it's been quite tedious, but what can you do? Please don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!